Hello, today you will see an instructional video on how to properly work together as a group. We will cover topics like communication, interaction, delegation of tasks, the differences between equal and equitable, time management, and how to set goals and adhere to guidelines. Throughout this video, you will see proper ways to go about these topics as well as improper ways. All of the scenarios are fictional and do not depict any real events. We first meet up with our group in the process of trying to do the basics of any group, communication. There are proper do's and don'ts that many of us forget when we join a group. Let's listen in and see what's going on in order to assess the situation.
All right, Ray, I think you should work on graphics. Dana, you should work on layout, and I'll work on text.
But Derek, I really have no experience with graphics.
And I don't really know layout that well,
Yeah.
so maybe Ray and I should switch.
No, I don't think you guys should switch. I think we should leave it the way it is so that you guys can each learn a new experience.
Do you think that this is an example of good communication? No. Derek is clearly the team leader and from this scenario is not listening to his group members and their concerns. Now let's take a look at how a group leader should properly communicate with his group members when there are concerns.
All right, Ray, I think you should work on graphics. Dana, you should work on layout, and I'm going to work on the text.
But Derek, I have no real experience with graphics, but I have a lot more experience with layout.
Yeah, and I know a lot about graphics, so maybe Ray and I can switch.
Yeah.
All right, I see where you guys are going with that, but you guys can switch as long as you help each other so you guys each learn a new experience.
I'm good
Yeah,
with that.
sounds like a good idea to me.
All right, let's get brainstorming.
As you can see from this, Derek was able to look at what his group members were saying, assess the situation, gave a solution, and then came up with a proper conclusion where everyone was happy. This is the way a proper group communication should happen. If something isn't right, address it right to the group. Don't be sneaky about it or let it fester. Take care of it right away. If you don't, you will wind up being miserable and producing a very low quality project. Now let's try seeing how the group interact with each other.
Hey Derek, can you take a look at this for me?
Only if you go out to dinner with me tonight.
What?
This is a very inappropriate example of how to interact with your group members. Remember, even though you are classmates, you are working in a professional environment where that is considered to be sexual harassment. The easiest way to treat group members is to consider them to be your grandmother, grandfather, or mother or father. This way, you will not have any urge to bring anything sexual up and you can proceed and finish the project. The group has just finished discussing the project and what they need to work on. Now it's time for them to delegate roles. Here is an example of what to do.
All right, we know we have to work on graphics, layout, and text, so who would like to work on what?
I have a lot of experience in layout, so I think I'd be better to be in charge of that.
Yeah, and I know a lot about graphics, so I can do graphics.
Great, because I'm not a very technical person, and so I can do the text.
Great. As you can see from that example, this group can communicate very well. Now, here's an example of what not to do.
All right, Ray, you're going to work on layout. Dana, you're going to work on graphics. And I'm going to do text because I'm lazy.
If your group does not work together, you can end up creating more work for the group. You need to keep in mind how can everyone succeed individually, but also how can the group succeed at the same time. After the group has delegated the jobs that need to be completed, sometimes it is necessary to ensure that the jobs are equitable, which is different from being equal. It is very rare that the different jobs will be at the same difficulty level and take the same amount of time to complete. An important concept to remember is the idea that as long as everyone can see what the overall process is and what everyone is doing to accomplish the overall goal, then equity can be achieved. Watch as this group discusses their roles and see if they are equitable.
The graphics for this project seem really simple, so I should be done in about a week.
And the layout doesn't seem all that hard either. I think I can have it done in a week.
All right, since you guys are doing more technical stuff, I don't have a problem doing the research and compiling the data. It may take me a little bit longer, but I'm fine with that.
Do you think this is an equitable task or an equal task? This scenario is a great example of an equitable division. Not only is it an ideal scenario where everyone came to a simple agreement that their tasks were all fair, but everyone is working on something that is just as important to get the job done. Since we just looked at a great example on equitable task division, we will now take a look at the opposite. In the next case, we will watch how the team members need to compromise and come up with the solutions to make their tasks equitable rather than equal.
So the owner is giving me a lot of pressure about these graphics, so I think it's going to take a lot longer than I expected. So it may be, I just may be a little bit longer than you guys are.
The layout is going fairly easy for me, and I should have it wrapped up in a few days, so I can give you help with the graphics when I get done.
Awesome, that would be so great. I just need somebody else to look at them.
I can do that.
The owner has also given me a ton of information and is very concerned how the menu is going to look on his page, so it's going to take me a little bit longer as well. But you guys seem to be just as busy, so I'm fine with that.
Cool.
In that clip, even though they didn't agree at first on things being equitable, they were able to work together and come up with a simple solution to make things easier. This is not always the case. The next stage in good group work is time management. In time management, groups should be thinking about when they should meet, for how long they should meet, and what topics should be covered in each meeting. Even though it may sound a little primitive, it is a good idea to have someone assigned as the timekeeper to ensure that the group is following along with the schedule.
Alright, since the project's due Friday, let's have everything together by Wednesday, but I think we should meet on Monday to make sure everything's going smoothly and see where we are. Does Monday work for everybody?
I can't make it on Monday. Can we do Tuesday?
Tuesday works.
Yeah, Tuesday works for me too.
Alright.
Okay.
In this example, Derek, who was the group leader, made the decision of when the group would meet, and also a secondary time to meet. He then asked each group member if that worked. Even though there was a conflict, it was resolved very quickly. Here is an example of what not to do.
Hey Ray, I forgot what I'm doing. Can I just help you?
Yeah, sure, why not, I guess.
Alright guys, don't forget about our meeting on Monday.
Actually I have stuff to do all week, so I'm just gonna have to email it to you.
I guess it works for me, I can make it.
This example shows that no one is willing to work together and cooperate as a group. People are forgetting their assignments and are not able to meet with the group. When assigning the timekeeper and group leader, you should really think about having someone be a communications person as well. This person would be in charge of emailing everyone with the meeting dates and times, sending out everyone's email and phone numbers, and also other important information pertaining to the project. That way, no one can say they don't have the information. Along with time management, setting goals and deadlines are crucial to getting a task done, especially in the real world. If you do not adhere to your deadline, it could cost you money, your reputation, or even your job. Let's take a look at a good example on how to work with your group and how to set up a deadline.
Alright, we know the project needs to be up and running by August 23rd, so I think we should pick a one day a week to meet and discuss and see where each other's at. Does that work for you guys?
Yeah, that's good.
Fine with me.
Alright, can we meet tomorrow to see where we're at, and then we'll set future meeting times tomorrow?
Sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
Alright.
The group was able to set up a preliminary outline day where they can come with any ideas and issues that may have come up. Also, they agreed on setting up a weekly date to meet to ensure that the overall goal of August 23rd is met. Their next step would be to set up those weekly meeting times as well as have a completed dry run or test run date before they turn over their project. After viewing this video, we hope that you will gain a better understanding on how to work together as a group. If you remember these tips, you will succeed. Thank you.